the best place to work.
I love working here.
I feel very blessed.
I love it here.
I look forward to coming to work every day, being a part of this team.
Like a family away from home.
Where everyone feels like everybody knows their name.
A city that supports you. We see that with our benefits.
A pension, vacation days, job security.
Being able to be heard.
We feel valued. We feel respected.
Lee Summit is a very progressive city.
It's growing, it's thriving.
We have this drive towards not just doing a job, but doing it with a spirit of excellence. I had the opportunity to continue to grow, regardless of 30 plus years doing this kind of work.
It's more than just dollars and cents.
We're here really to give back.
Providing a service to better a community.
To go out and serve people.
To be a part of something bigger than yourself. If I would have known what I know now, years ago, I would have been here much sooner.
Hello, Lee Summit. I'm Jordan. Here's your flash briefing for the week of December 15th. City Council will meet for a regular session Tuesday night at 6 in Council Chambers and City Hall. Meetings are open to the public or watch live on the city's YouTube channel. If you can't watch, catch the recorded meeting on demand on the YouTube channel or by subscribing to the Council Debrief newsletter, which breaks down 3 to 4 key agenda items. Subscribe at cityofls.net. A reminder to Jackson County taxpayers, Lee Summit City Hall is no longer able to process tax payments, print receipts, or create waivers. Taxpayers are advised to visit a Jackson County location or pay online at jacksongov.org. The city is hiring an Assistant Director of Plan Services. This role assists in the administration and coordination of all activities in the Development Services Department. Apply today at lspeople.net. And Lee Summit Parks and Recreation's annual Skate with Santa is back December 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Summit Ice. Bring the whole family and skate the night away under twinkling lights, then sip on hot cocoa afterward. Learn more at lsparks.net. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
Traditionally, we think as police officers, those responding to law enforcement needs within the community. But honestly, we are there to serve our citizens, and our citizens do go into crisis. They do have mental health crises, and we're being called to those scenes on a regular basis. In order to help serve those citizens better, we did initiate the Crisis Intervention Team Program. These are officers that are specially trained to de-escalate crisis situations. Recently, we've brought co-responders onto the scene, licensed qualified mental health professionals housed within our police department, and they respond with those officers directly to those scenes where a crisis is occurring so they can interact with that citizen and get them the help they need right there on that scene.
The co-responders are either a bachelor or master level in a behavioral health related field. They wear plain clothes, they don't carry weapons or anything like that.
I have a police radio that I listen to all day. Listen for, those key words, mental health, behavioral health, crisis.
There's a lot of officers that just call for me. I have my own radio number.
I also have the ability to self-dispatch to them and say 982 is en route.
Officers en route, 914, Armstrong.
So typically I arrive after they've made it safe. I'll make contact and get kind of the rundown, and then I just kind of jump right in.
Like, hey, my name's Allison. I'm a mental health professional. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to take you to jail or arrest you.
Sometimes all a person needs is a voice, someone neutral, someone outside that, can listen. I do a lot of safety planning, including family, their support network, who's close to you. If they're home alone, who can come over and hang out with you today? Can we lock away your sharps? Can we put up your meds? Do you need meds? Can we get you over to the urgent care to get you assessed for your medications? Some of them also are like, oh, I'm so glad you came. This made me feel so much better.
Our main goal as the co-responders is to, one, get people connected to the services that they need, and also divert from emergency rooms and jails.
And they almost get a different view of the police responding. That lets me know you care and the officers care.
Please, how can we help you?
My husband has...
In 2020, we had 722 mental health related calls for service. 2022, by that time, 1,479. These mental health related calls for service are increasing. How we're responding to that is increasing the number of crisis intervention team officers we have available, as well as the number of co-responders we have available to respond on these calls.
So what I think is important for the community to know about the co-responder program is that we're here, we exist. All you have to do when you call 911 is ask for us. Say, hey, I want a co-responder to respond to this crisis, and we'll go. I was really struggling about 8 years ago on my personal journey with mental health, and I met some amazing social workers and amazing programs that have helped me get to where I am today. I really couldn't see myself doing anything else. We want to help, and that's what we love to do.
So I had a client, we got a call, she had some suicidal ideations, and she really felt that she had nobody. And and getting to know her story and getting to know who comes around and sees you, well, then we found a support person and they responded immediately. And we made a plan. I called back and checked on her in an hour, and then I checked on her in 2 hours. We were able to get her into the additional services to where she talks to someone every week or more. I just took a person that really just thought they had nobody and nobody would show up for them, and show them you do. And you'll be amazed who is in your corner if you just simply say, I need a little help.
I have always volunteered in the community, and I was always really involved, but then I ran for school board. Whenever I got done with my term, I just felt like I had more to give. It's always been my goal from day one is to get everyone in the community connected and working together, and I always called it a spirit of community. Well, mayor's 24/7, and I have a job. I've had to work really hard at compartmentalizing, is what I call it. So during this time, I'm going to do work. During this time, I'm going to be mayor, even though I can get a call at any moment about mayor stuff. And so I've had to even work that much harder at setting aside time for myself or for family. So I like to exercise, I like to work out. Hillary's my wife. She actually goes to work out with me as well. And we do like to go downtown to the shops. We make sure we maximize our time together. I mean, I've got 2 kids as well, and we spend a lot of time with them, or whatever time they will give us these days. And I have a dog. I think most people kind of know me know I have to have a dog. We have so much development going on, and we're growing fairly quickly, so we have a lot of infrastructure needs, and sometimes we have gaps in infrastructure, and we've always managed to get by, but with this kind of growth, we're really having to be creative and look at our options and just have a good plan for water, sewer, roads, and more. If we want to grow the most healthy way, we need a diverse economy. We do have a lot of retail that's opened up here, and there's been new construction for retail. We really need to focus in the future on bringing some, well-paying jobs here, good, strong employers that want to be located in this incredible community of now 101,000 people. A lot of our workforce does commute to work still, so they leave Lee Summit to go to work, and it'd be nice if we could keep some of those citizens right here in our community. The times I feel most proud are actually when I'm in the community and I see the community come together.
We have Buddy in the house. Mr. Mayor!
The tree lighting is always very fun. I always feel very proud. It's just a great warm feeling. The same thing goes for when the council will do something and we come together and make a good decision together. There's been a few of those that you go home feeling like a winner. And one of them was when we put together the downtown farmers market, when we bought the land, and it became real, all that hard work. But also the Diversity and Inclusion Commission, that was months and months of discussions and conversations that were really hard to have, and we went ahead and moved forward and as a council all together, and I was very, very proud of that. And there are a few things that the citizens have done that have really helped us tremendously. First, in the middle of a pandemic, they passed a use tax, which is a way for us to collect sales tax whenever someone purchases online. That helps shore up our revenues so that we can continue to provide as high quality services that our city provides. And it helps us take care of our employees, it helps us with our public safety and more. So I can't be more thankful to the citizens for that. Lee Summit has the opportunity to have a major impact on the economy in the Kansas City area. We already, as an economy, are rolling along with such a high median income. We have an amazing workforce here that are paying taxes, they're paying property taxes, they're paying sales taxes, they're keeping our economy rolling, and we really are getting the attention of all our neighbors. And I think that what's going to happen is you're going to see the opportunity for us to really get everybody's attention when businesses start moving here, bigger businesses and more so. You should try to find a way to give back to the community, whether it's at the city level, citizen committees, or just participating in some of our community conversations whenever we have those opportunities. It's worth coming out of your shell or taking that leap of faith and just showing up and saying, what can I do or how can I help? The more that we do this together, the more wonderful the community is.
Relations meeting for Monday, December 15th to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Funk,
Present.
Chairperson Carlisle,
Present.
Mayor Baird,
Here.
Councilmember Shields.
Here. Okay. Next thing on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Could I have a motion, please?
Chair, I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Could I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Baird,
Yes.
Councilmember Shields,
Aye.
Councilmember Funk,
Aye.
Chairperson Carlisle.
Aye. Thank you. Motion passes. Next, we have public comments. Did we have any public comments, Gina?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, great. Thanks. All right, so we'll go into business. First thing on the agenda is approval of the November 20th, 2025 Legislative and Intergovernmental Relations Committee action letter. Could I get a motion, please?
Chair,
Thank
I
you.
move to approve the November 20th, 2025 Legislative and Intergovernmental Relations Committee action letter.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second to approve the action letter. Can I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Carlisle,
Aye.
Mayor Baird,
Aye.
Councilmember Shields,
Aye.
Councilmember Funk.
Aye.
All right, great. Next, we move on to 2025-7337 presentation lobbyist update. And I see John on. Are you our lobbyist for today to give the update?
Yeah, I think so. Zach had something kind of unfortunate come up that he's handling with his family right now. So he's sorry he can't be here, but hope everything turns out okay there. I'm sure it will. And one of these days, I'm going to join this meeting not from
a car,
some random parking lot somewhere. I have a knack for doing that with these meetings. Yeah. So hey, John Hensley, thanks for having me on Versa Governmental Strategies, your lobbyist in Jefferson City. Looking forward to another exciting session representing the City Elite Summit in Jefferson City. And Brian, I sent the report on Friday afternoon. It's got a current link for your bill tracker, like we do every year. Not a ton of sort of prose or editorial in this particular report, just because session hasn't started yet, but it's got your bill tracker there. It's got the list of important dates. 1,400 plus bills filed so far, which is more than half the total number filed all last session. But you know, they don't have forever to file bills. I think it's the end of February, perhaps. It's on the report. I'm not looking at the report right now. So they still got a couple months left to file bills. We've been through, went through all the first tranche that came through. We go through it every day. New filed bills, actions taken on filed bills and on tracked bills. So the bill tracker link that you all see is updated continuously. But if there is something important that comes up with something that you care about, we will. We reach out and let you know that it's there. We don't just rely on you, to go check out that link. Like we said in the first paragraph of that report, some, probably predictable trends that look like they're going to be hot next session. A few on the tax side, property taxes, personal income taxes, of course, some reform there probably. Particularly the personal income tax, big stated priority for a long time of Governor Kehoe. So expect he'll try to get something done there. Data centers, AI issues, of course, are taking up a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of concentration and attention are paid to those issues, and they will be next session. I mean, dozens of bills so far between those two topics, and expect we'll see some more data center bills. I almost said conference center bills. Some more data center bills filed before too long. And for you all, for municipalities, I mean, we're not haven't seen anything I say for municipalities. I haven't seen anything yet that's of specific interest. Just Delease Summit. Nothing comes to mind, but we will continue to watch for that. Municipal issues. I mean, it's a lot of evergreen, usual suspect type stuff. It's sort of tinkering with local elections. It's again, sort of. I mentioned the taxes a little while ago, not just the property tax issue, but also sort of different categories of items and how they're treated with sales tax. They're sort of sales tax exemptions for different categories of items sometimes that are sought to be enacted. Workforce and workforce housing related issues, some of those bills filed. Public meetings, building permits, short-term rental stuff, stuff that's important to municipalities. Probably the most, if we had to sort of put a star on maybe the most important bill, the one we're going to watch the most at this point for you all, it has to do with, and it's not new. This was filed last session, perhaps also the session before. And what these bills do is they would require municipalities and MoDOT to reimburse non-regulated utilities, so like the telecoms, for the expenses associated with relocating their facilities in the case of any sort of road work, either by MoDOT or by municipalities. Didn't get very far in the past that I recall. So they're bringing it back. The on the House side, it's Representative Josh Hurlburt, great reputation, trusted guy, smart guy. Work with Representative Hurlburt regularly on different matters. Reasonable guy. So this particular thing we'll be talking to him about. On the Senate side, I believe it was Senator Ben Brown. It was either Brown or Curtis Gregory. It was one of those two. Filed the same sort of bill. We'll talk to them also, and we'll just gauge this one, see how much traction it might have, how much weight it might have behind it, and so this will, like I said, this will be the item that we're watching most out of the gate for you all. So that's kind of where we see things at this point, going into next session. We're a couple weeks out, 3 weeks out maybe, and just preparing. And that tracker list that you all have will be updated, as I said, continuously. So as things come in, they get added there, and you can see everything in real time. And we'll send one more report out before session begins.
Okay, great. Does anybody have any questions for our lobbyists today? Nope. Please go ahead, Brian.
I just wanted to point out there were a couple of bills that I mean, we've seen them periodically before, and as John mentioned, one of them was essentially doing away with the municipal election date and putting essentially all on the November day, which would, I'm not sure how they would square that. I suppose they would just extend the terms of existing council members and school board members and all of that until that November date. We've argued for a long time, and I don't believe we left it in there this year, but for the past few years, we'd had a statement in our priorities that said that municipal elections need to retain their own date. And I think this body maybe at some point, if we want to have a little discussion, that continues to be our thought, because I don't know that it's helpful for everything to be on one day. I suppose maybe there's some reduction in cost, and I know one of the concerns that has been expressed repeatedly by the legislature is that on that November date you get a larger turnout than you do on the municipal date, and I know there are individuals who feel like taxes and things like that get passed at these low turnout days, and you have small numbers of people who act on them. So that's one of the reasons that it's been argued. We may want to have a little bit of a discussion about that. There's also one that comes back and takes a swing at building permits, trying to say that after so many days, a building permit either is issued or it's deemed to have been issued. I don't remember what the number of days were. I read through it really quickly. But this is not new. This is something we've seen repeatedly, like John said. I didn't really see anything new, honestly, out of all of the bills versus what we have been seeing come forward. We'll just have to watch and see which things gain traction. So those are my thoughts on what we saw in that report.
Okay. Yeah, as far as municipal elections go, yeah, let's put something on the agenda and talk about that. And make sure we did drop it off of our.
Yeah, I'll double check. I just don't remember, and I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head either. Okay, great. Anything else on that item? No? Okay, so I did want to just real quick, since we have our lobbyist with us, talk about the federal lobbyist item. I guess we had misunderstood that they would partner, our current lobbyist would partner with somebody at the federal level, but actually they are expanding to the federal level. So I think that really helps us a lot. Excuse me. With getting a federal lobbyist now, we don't have to, I don't think we would have to go out for an RFP. I think we could just add that on to this, but I wanted to get a little bit of commentary from our lobbyist and then thoughts from the committee.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. And I told Brian last week, we have a call every Monday morning, and I thanked him. He was kind of the final push we needed on an expansion effort that we'd been talking about for a couple of years, but then kind of finally bit the bullet on this year. Yeah, we've expanded to operating at the federal level and operating in DC on kind of a constant basis virtually, but then also going there in person every 3 or 4 weeks for meetings and hearings and whatnot. And yeah, so the last kind of conversation we had about this was I think what's most important for at least someone right now for your sort of road funding priority in particular is beginning to have the conversation and allowing us to go there and introduce you and represent the city, introduce the correct committees and representatives and senators to Lee Summit and what you are trying to do, just to have your name there first, to begin building a presence. And then particularly on that road funding issue, transportation committees, it's helpful in a lot of ways that the chairman of the House Transportation Committee, Congressman Graves, is a Missouri guy, of course, and there are other members of the Missouri delegation on that committee also, and just begin having conversations there. When it comes to making a push specifically for that funding, and this is another discussion we had, so it certainly was not entirely incorrect or mistaken that we would be partnering with others in DC. In this case, though, it would be partnering with them on a project-specific basis when the time is appropriate and as required. So we've had conversations with some lobbyists who are active there in this specific space, and really just in the with that committee, with that type of funding request, and it would be a very focused, time limited engagement on that side. And yeah, it's honestly, it's been a little frustrating getting sort of responses and getting information in a timely fashion. We've sampled enough to know that it's not specific just to one or two people. It's more of an endemic problem perhaps up there, but we're gonna keep working on it. So what we kind of suggested to Brian last week, and then I'm happy to mention to you all. Yeah, we would be happy to begin, as you said, under sort of an addendum to the current agreement, to begin representing Lee's Summit in at the federal level also, and then at the same time work on solidifying a relationship with a specialist to go after that that funding in the most effective way possible. And again, those specialists are going to be people who have great relationships with the decision, who have exactly the correct relationships with the specific decision makers, committee chair people, ranking members on the committees that we care about. Yeah. So ours would be sort of a general representation, and then bringing on a specialist when the time is right.
Councilmember Carlisle, you are muted.
Yep, just realized that. Thanks. Do we have any thoughts from the committee on this?
Chair?
Councilmember Shields?
I guess I would just want to see kind of a more formal proposal and fee structure, but I'm certainly open to that idea. And if we can combine it in our current representation, I think that would be probably make the most sense, be the most efficient for everybody. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Funk?
Councilmember Shields said exactly what I was thinking. Just kind of see what the fee structure is, and if we could just roll it into the contract that we have now would be great.
Perfect. Mayor Baird?
I'm good with that, yeah.
Okay. All right, so if John, you and Brian could work on that, what the fee structure would look like, and Brian, how we would roll it into the current contract that we have.
Yeah, so it would be less than a year because our current contract will expire next December. So it'll be whatever the remaining months of this year are. We will have to go out for a whole new bid process. We usually start that in like July so that we have it locked down, fully negotiated and done for it to begin in December. Sometimes when we get started August, but right around then is when we would need to start that. I need to have some more discussions with staff about what the process would be for us to do this. Because, using the same vendor, there's a provision in our policy that might apply to this. And so we need to make sure that we're dotting I's and crossing T's with what process that we use to go forward on this. But it may even be something as simple as using a sole source in order to, we already have somebody who's very aware of all of our issues and all those kinds of things. It's for a partial year because we're going to run it to coincide. And the big thing I think that John and I would need to work out he'd probably need to help us with coming up with appropriate scope of services, because this will be a different set of services than we have for the state level.
Yep. Okay. Sounds good to me. And maybe we could bring that back for next meeting and have it ready, because then we would have to take it to council for full approval.
Yep, we will sure try.
Okay, great. Thank you. And thank you for being with us.
Oh, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now we have Roundtable. Do we have Roundtable from anybody? Nope. Okay, so we will just bring that back. Anything that anybody else thinks we need to bring back for next meeting, real quick? I know we didn't have Roundtable, but I just want to ask that to make sure. Okay, so we'll just talk about that next meeting. Hopefully we can get that tied down, Brian, for the federal lobbyist, at least for the next almost year.
So one other thing before you move on, and I did send this to Julie the other day. The lobbyist let us know the other day they had heard what the dates of the MML legislative conference were. It's always in February. It's always real close to Valentine's Day. Apparently this year, and it hasn't been published yet, but it is February 17th and 18th. So if, because I know typically we have the mayor, some of the council members go up for some portion of that conference, at least to do the Capitol Hill visits. But that is when it is this year. Sometimes if you're planning to go and stay overnight, it's helpful to get a jump on the reservation process. But I wanted to let you know that is the date that I was
For
given
MML?
For MML, the legislative conference.
Okay. Well, the National League of Cities is in March, and I do plan on going to that one. But I will be in trial for the MML. So, but if anybody else can hit that.
Julie's aware of it. I don't know if she sent anything out to council or not, but she's aware.
Okay, great. Okay. Well,
So, I'm sorry. Are we going to try for the 15th then of January for the next meeting?
Yes, we don't have nobody here had a conflict on that, right? We were just making sure that there's no conflict with rules.
Yeah.
Okay. So as long as rules isn't going to meet, then that will be our date next month, 15th. Okay. All right. We are now adjourned at 11.
Hang on.
Oh,
Before you adjourn,
sorry.
I did check. I'm sorry. I did check our priorities list, and we do still say that municipal elections should maintain their own day. So that is
Okay,
still
great.
in our priorities list.
Great. Okay. Anything else?
That's
Going
it.
once?
I promise.
Going twice?
Bueller.
All right. We're adjourned, 11:55 a.m. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.